Well, welcome back to our final installment of week 2. In this session together, we'll take a look at the assignments and talk about how do we take the roadmaps that we've been discussing and make them very practical and tangible for week 2. So we've said our main goal and objective is to cultivate skills in order to transform practice. And in so doing, use these theoretical and evidence-based models of Melnick's evidence-based practice and the model for sustained transformation to guide our journey along that path to creating transformation that will be sustained and endure and impact the patients and the populations and the policies that we're working on. So by way of review, we said that this course is designed so that you have a very high investment in reading about the models in the early parts of the term. And that by week 11, the readings, for all intents and purposes, disappear. You're merely working to reinforce what we've already covered and read in earlier parts. So this is, again, a very strong admonition and encouragement to invest the time to pay it forward, to read and understand these models so that your weekly assignments are rigorous and that they're well designed so that you can get robust faculty feedback and incorporate that into your final prospectus. And you'll be applying these models. We're starting out with some overview reflection assignments here in week 1 and 2, and then moving to model applications starting in week 3. So there's a lot of coaching that's going to be increasing as we go through the term, while the reading is decreasing as we go through the term. So it's just a helpful model to think about how to allocate your time in order to have model theory, conceptually informed transformation strategies for your DNP project. So let's take a look at the assignment for week 2. The assignment is to complete prospectus items number 5 through 7. So let's go ahead and open Blackboard together and look at that. So here we are on Blackboard under the Start Here tab. You can find all the information we'll be discussing in the syllabus. So as we look at the syllabus assignments here for week 2, you see we're looking at figure 1.3 in the evidence-based practice textbook, which is also on the website, which is also in the lecture PowerPoint, and reading Just and Lasting Change chapter 2. So those are some key touch points for understanding the models. And then the Kirkpatrick manuscript from 2013 has table 1, which talks about different types of DNP projects and the focus of those projects. So that's a great article. You can download it directly through Emory Health Sciences for free and look at table 1 to give you some ideas to spark your creative juices for your own capstone. But the assignment here in bold with an asterisk is to work on prospectus items number 5 through 7. So we know that the prospectus is on the website. Let's go back there, and it's going to be under our course templates and rubrics. So go ahead and open that tab, and you can download the prospectus template linked here. So we can see the prospectus. We have the general instructions on page 1. And for every single week that you submit a prospectus assignment, you're going to complete the summary matrix after you do the text sections. So the matrix needs to be the first page, kind of like a cover page for your submission. And in numbers 1 through 8, we're going to summarize ourselves and our clinical practice partner. So let's go ahead to those sections. We know that we need to limit our response to the equivalent of 2 paragraphs, which could be 2 text paragraphs or a summary table and a paragraph of explanation. This is meant to be very, very brief, and it should be structured in formal APA format, but you don't have to include a cover page for this assignment, but all other elements of grammar, syntax, diction, punctuation, citation should follow the APA format. So let's scroll down and see what is requested of us in items number 5 through 7. So in item 5, we are going to summarize 1 to 3 practice challenges or opportunities for improvement, things that you want to focus on in your D&P project. So at this point, you may have a clinical partnership robustly established, or you may be in the early stages of creating that partnership. So with this activity being practice-focused, it needs to address a specific clinical partner. Now, if you don't have that relationship solidified yet, this doesn't matter. If you have it solidified, that's great. So if you don't have it solidified, you want to think about a practice partner that you would intend to work with. Or if you don't have that degree of specificity yet, a context that you're interested in working with. And so you need to write the assignment to be as concrete and specific as possible with the current knowledge that you have. So you don't want to create or make up false data, but you want to include as much specificity as you currently have. So this assignment is relevant regardless of where you are in the process of forming your partnerships. Now, on the problem statement number 6, we're going to use the Lawrence framework to state a problem. Now, the Lawrence framework talks about who, what, when, and where the problem is, and we're not saying why it exists or what the cause is. There's a template on the website for writing the problem statement, which we'll look at in a moment. And then finally, you're talking about the vision you have for transforming that practice, that challenge, that opportunity. So number 5 is really about the barrier or the frustration or the problem or the situation that needs transformation. Number 7 is your vision. Where do you hope to go based on your current knowledge, your current expertise? As we go through D&P Project 1 and you go through the life of your project, you'll get more expertise, more knowledge, more familiarity with literature. You'll have more specificity about that desired future state, the transformation state that you hope to initiate. But for this week, number 7, again, is relevant regardless of where you are in forming your partnership. You're trying to envision, as best as you understand your actual or potential partner site, what do you envision being the better future state in regards to those the primary practice challenge that you're addressing. So let's look at the Lawrence Framework Guideline and then conclude our time looking at assignments. So I'm back to the Start Here tab. I'll go to Course Templates and Rubrics, and under this tab we'll find the framework for writing problem statements. So here's our template. We'll go ahead and download that and take a look. So here we have an overview of how powerful a problem statement is for guiding your D&P project. This is an alternative tool to a PICO question. So both are relevant, and one may fit your situation better than another, but in D&P Project 1, we're going to practice doing both. So defining your problem and situation well at the outset helps you focus your efforts and your energy in developing an expertise in a particular area, as well as tackling and addressing the key issue. So a problem statement is one sentence. It summarizes the key attributes of who, what, where, and when. It's very concrete and specific, but it does not identify the cause of the problem or the solution. It's not looking at the front end or the back end, just the specific problem. So you'll complete this table of who, what, when, where, and you'll state it in one sentence. The general guidance on the next page will help you to craft this problem statement. Gives you some advice about some who, what, where, when elements that you could consider. And you don't have to craft your problem statement just around traditional health issues like, morbidity and mortality, the outcomes of diabetes type 2. You can think very broadly about social determinants of health. You can think about not just a large population, but subpopulations, like East African refugees in Clarkston, perhaps as a subpopulation of the greater Metro Atlanta area. You want to be as specific to your subpopulation as possible. And you can think about various issues like well-being, disease, injustice, inequity, quality of life, distribution of resources, missed opportunities. You can think very creatively about framing this problem. And then I've given 3 examples for you to consider modeling your problem statements on. The first one, hospital pneumonia care, is the issue around community-acquired pneumonia 30-day readmission that we talked about as a PICO question. So you have an opportunity to see a very strong problem statement here in a sentence, each of the who, what, where, when attributes below in yellow, and an example of a very non-specific problem statement. So you want to follow the strong examples, and you can see how a problem statement is related to a PICO question by comparing this problem statement on community-acquired pneumonia to the PICO question that we did on community-acquired pneumonia in the PowerPoint presentation. So here are some models to guide you as you write the problem statement. This is just a draft. It's a beginning part of defining what you're going to focus on in your DNP project. It's profoundly iterative. You'll work, rework, define, redefine this problem. And the more work that you do with your clinical partner, the more discussion you have with the faculty, the more expertise you develop from the literature, the more specific and powerful your problem is going to be. So what you draft this week is not the end of the story. It's just the beginning of the discussion. So after you've created that assignment, prospectus items number 5, 6, and 7, you will complete the matrix for the relevant items, and then you'll submit it. You'll come here under your transformation models. This is under your weekly assignments, and you'll go to the assignment, descriptions and resources, and then you click on the Dropbox here. And I'll tell you, this is a 5-point assignment. It's due Tuesday, September 8th at 11:59 p.m. And then you upload the file. So as you look ahead to week 3, you can begin to brainstorm about these assignments, although they're not due for quite a while. The sooner you can begin to think about these things, the better your assignment will be, the better your prospectus will be in the course. So in week 3, you're focusing on your clinical partner. Again, you're doing this with as much specificity as you have currently. If you know who that is, that's the partner you use. If you're considering several different partners, use the partner that you're most likely to go with and write with as much informed perspective as possible. The assignment involves writing about the partner's strengths and successes. This is based on the discussion in Taylor-Ide and Taylor's book, Just and Lasting Change. You need to read the sections on strengths and how you're using the strengths as a building block for your transformation process. And then you'll talk about the 3-way partnerships that you envision. Be very concrete and specific. What departments or individuals are the top-down partner for your potential project? What's the bottom-up partner? Who are the ones who are going to implement the project that you design? And who are the outside-in partners, the technical consultants or experts that you're going to mobilize for this partnership? That outside-in partner might be yourself as a DNP learner. It could be your DNP project faculty that you're working with. It could be an outside expert. It could be someone within the organization. But somebody who has technical expertise around the issue that you're going to be working on. Draft that proposal of who those partners are, and then draft a formal business contact letter for that partner to discuss your DNP project, who you are, what you're proposing doing with their organization, and what benefits it will bring to them. So those are the 2 submissions you'll have in week 3, a clinical partner summary of strengths, successes, and 3-way partnerships, and then a draft contact letter that you can use to contact the agency. So with that, I wish you the best. We're moving forward in week 3 and in your project. Have a great week.